formal statement, a public statement, explaining why he's decided to do this, John. Let me read a little bit of that statement. In our nation, this is Dick Cheney, in our nation's 248-year history, there has never been an individual who is a greater threat to our republic than Donald Trump. He tried to steal the last election using lies and violence to keep himself in power after the voters had rejected him. He can never be trusted with power again. As citizens, we each have a duty to put country above partisanship, to defend our Constitution. That is why I will be casting my vote for Vice President Kamala Harris. That's a blistering statement.
Longtime member of Congress, a Jerry Ford Republican, then the defense secretary, and then the vice president of the United States. Again, he's essentially saying, Republicans, look yourself in the mirror. This guy's a threat to democracy. You have to put your country above your party. And again, Donald Trump, like he does, he poisons the well. He makes people persona non grata so people won't listen to them. That's why he constantly attacks his critics, so that his voters won't listen to them. So we'll have to see as you go through it. But again, my point is, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much in the margin of this election. And this is an opportunity. There's a big debate next week. This is an opportunity for the vice president to talk to Republican voters too, to your Nikki Haley primary voters, to Reagan Bush voters, to people who don't like Donald Trump, to say, you may not like me, you might not know me very well, I'm a Democrat, you may not have voted for me before, and you might not want to vote for a Democrat, but please listen to these respected figures in your former party who think Donald Trump is a threat.
And she's already told Dana Bash that she would put a Republican in her cabinet. So she's trying to talk to these people who may be undecided and on the fence. And while Dick Cheney isn't going to cause any kind of a groundswell, Liz Cheney isn't going to cause any kind of a groundswell. She's joining other Republicans. It is these people on the margins. And I think that Kamala Harris ought to talk about it a little bit. Yeah. Because Dick Cheney was Darth Vader to the Democratic Party. That was his name,
and
right?
He even said his role was, after 9/11, I had an interview with him not long after 9/11, where he said, my role now is Darth Vader. He said, somebody has to always take the darkest view. Are we going to be attacked again? He said, you might be wrong when you take that view, but somebody has to always represent that view in the room to protect the country. So whatever you think of him politically, he is a patriot. He served his country in public service for a long time. So again, does that get the attention of enough people? We'll see. But it does, it does force a little bit of thought. And again, I think it gives the vice president a very powerful personal testament.